Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and this is the start of my Adam 2025 vlog. Adam, if you aren't familiar with it, you can go ahead and check out a previous vlog on the channel. There was a previous vlog from last year. But basically, it's Eagle Gryphon Games, Inside Up, and Queen Games, all running basically a little mini content creator weekend. You get to play a bunch of games, they get to show you their new releases, walk you through them, and then in general, they encourage an atmosphere of collaboration with other content creators while being able to show them all their new games. Yes, that is Tom Cruise behind me, by the way, currently watching Mission Impossible 3. I only ever watched the first 4, or maybe first 5, I don't remember, but ever since like Dead Reckoning, or whatever it is, not the board game, the Mission Impossible, I've kind of wanted to rewatch them and catch up. So I've been doing that this week, currently up to 3. Hoping to finish it before I go. Don't know if that will happen. We shall see. Anyways, currently, yeah, so I'm currently getting prepped over here. What just happened? My screen just went black. It's all good. This place is a mess. It usually is whenever things, whenever things get to any halfway decent point, things get to a mess. So there's games all over the floor, stuff like that. But I'm getting all packed up. I'm bringing some games along with me because there's always room for more games, but then we'll see. I may or may not get any of them played. I currently have a little bit of Black Forest in here. I have some Hutan, which I just arrived. I got some of Inside Up's games from their current crowdfunding campaign. I say current, I don't know when this vlog goes up. And then I also have a bag. Where's my bag? Where is my bag? Where's my bag? Where's my bag? There's my bag. I also have a bag over here with a little all-play bag with a few more games all packed up over there. So basically, and what's in there? What's in there? We got SETI. I have SETI packed and ready to go. I have Puerto Rico, the new special edition from Awakened Realms. And then I feel I have something else in there. I know I have something else in there. I have another one of the Inside Up games. And then I don't remember what else. Something else is... Oh, I know what else. Oh my gosh, Vadis. Vadis is in there because I've been meaning to play that for who knows how long, and I never have a large enough group to get the full benefit of the experience. Anyways, that's all the stuff I got packed up. I'm finalizing my thumbnails, responding to last minute emails, all those usual things, but then I'll have to go head out and grab Meg and head down for what is effectively an 11-hour road trip, which I did before. I did it last year with Jenna, this year with Meg, and it's 11 hours. 11 hours of reading rule books and watching Mission Impossible. I'm not going to be watching Mission Impossible. Anyways, I'll probably see you next, either on the road or at some other point. But this is just the start of the vlog, and we'll keep you up to date as things progress. So I lied. Did not end up filming anything on the way. Rather, I'm here at the Gamers Ranch, part of the first 3 or 4 people that are here as I proceed to wander around and see what's changed from year to year. But everyone's going to be showing up throughout the day. This is the first day. Everyone's here. There's Crokinole, which is the most important game, obviously. The shelves look pretty much the same, which makes sense. I don't imagine much would change year to year. The sauna does not have Connor inside doing his shenanigans, at least not currently, but I mean, it looks different without having people inside doing the shenanigans. But anyways, yeah, we'll go ahead and pick up as things happen, but made it. Forgot to do any filming the entire trip, but at least made it here.
When you're playing Zoo Vadis, the very first thing you can do is enter the zoo. Any space that's available in one of these first 4 sections here, you can enter. The next thing you can do
is your turn, Meg, but I just popped up my video camera to say that we're playing Hutan right now. Hutan from the same designer as Heat, by the way, and published by the Op, and I'm curious, first general impressions, guys?
Yeah, it's
very
good.
good general impressions?
Cozy good times.
Cozy good times.
Yeah, living it up in the rainforest.
I think I'm primarily looking forward to playing it solo, no disrespect to any of them, but I really like the solo mode. It has that Cascadia / Calico challenge, but I like it. I like it. It looks cool, it looks pretty, it's kind of fun, and most importantly, I would do everything differently the second time around.
5.5.
So the newest game we just played, after playing a few rounds of Hutan, by the way, which I'm loving, we just played Moon Colony Bloodbath, which I was excited to play because I've been seeing Board Game Buzz, Carly from Board Game Buzz, as well as Kim have been raving about this one ever since Level Up Retreat. I enjoyed it. It's fun. I don't think it's a must-own for me, at least not based off the first play, but it's a fun little, watch the world fall apart and burn, and see who can survive that process the longest. So definitely a lot of fun, not necessarily the best game, but a lot of fun to play. I enjoyed it, happy to play it again, but that was this one. And now it's 12 o'clock at night, so I have to figure out whether I'm down for another game or whether I'm calling it. I totally didn't check in between yesterday and today. We're halfway through day 2, halfway through day 2. Okay, I totally didn't check in between yesterday and today. We are halfway through day 2. I just had a bite of a brownie, an amazing brownie, but that's neither here nor there. But the point is that we're all going to play games. This isn't even like the scheduled gaming session for the moment. I feel like I played something this morning, but I don't actually remember what it was. I played a whole bunch of things yesterday. I loved Hutan. Oh my gosh, did I tell you this already? I may have told you this already, but I loved Hutan. I am here for it. I'll be playing more. Right now we are playing Hamburg, which is it's from Queen Games. It's the re-implementation of Bruges. Kind of has the expansion baked in, and it does a bunch of modules too that I'm not really playing with the new modules yet, but I am intrigued to see. We're currently on like the 3rd round, so I got a whole lot of time to develop an opinion. But then outside of that, that's kind of been the morning so far. But we'll be convened, we've done introductions, we'll be playing more games this afternoon, and I'm going to go back and take my turn, because I think we're actually ending the round. Okay, ignore the background noise, because there's a lot of background noise, but we got a whole bunch of copies of Star Explorer that just showed up, which is great, because people are waiting to play that. But past that, a bunch of games have been played. I'll just go ahead and show you a little bit of stuff, because Chichen Itza over here, Chichen Itza from Queen Games, basically Stefan Feld, but imagine area control, no, not even, almost just fighting monsters. You're fighting monsters in Stefan Feld. I like it, I have notes about it, things about it. A main concern would be length. It is a longer game for the experience you're getting, but it is pretty fun too, and it does feel like Stefan Feld, but in an Ameritrash style, which doesn't make sense, but it works. Kind of like if you like Oracle of Delphi, kind of catering to that. Again, a lot more thoughts about it, but that's general rundown. We have House of Fado over here. I believe it's Fado. I don't think it's Fado. I think I used to say Fado, but I believe it's Fado. House of Fado from Eagle Gryphon, taking the mechanism, and Vitalis Rotor, taking the mechanism that's present in the Gallerist, that bumping aspect, and then giving you a distilled game. Plays in 45 minutes to an hour, I think. Like, even with Teach, I want to say it was under an hour, but I could be wrong. But basically, you're trying to get various Fado players to your restaurant over here. So you're trying to get these people, get them to your restaurant, and then attract customers, and then have those customers, eventually you seat the table or dismiss the restaurant, close the restaurant, and everyone leaves, and your Fado players, they jump up in reputation. From there, you're trying to send them to other areas where they can sing, and you release them into the world, so to speak, or you kind of just get general fame and renown for having been a part of the success. Lots of ways to earn points, very quick, a little bit of bumping, overall a fun experience. Those are some of the things I played. I've been playing a lot of trick-taking games. We also have, Speakeasy set up over here. Don't know if I'm going to bother playing that, we'll see. I just feel it would be the whole day. I'd rather play Puerto Rico. I bought Puerto Rico, the Awakened Realms, whatever, because a bunch of people wanted to play it. So it'll be my first time playing Puerto Rico in like 14 years. And outside of that, like, there's been a lot of games going on, both in terms of like Queen Games, Eagle Gryphon, Inside Up, their games. Like, they're currently prototyping one of Inside Up's games right over there that I want to play. It's like a polyomino, kind of gives me Planet Unknown vibes, but very different theme, beautiful art. Right now it's a prototype, so the art I've seen on a phone, not on the game. But overall, it's been a good mix of their games so far, as well as just anyone bringing whatever games they want to the table. Also, the lake is beautiful. I actually went paddle boating, which I haven't been in a boat on water. I don't think I've been in a boat on water since, I don't know, 8th grade or something way back when. It's been a long time. I do like boats. I don't like being in water. I like being around water, which makes boats excellent for that kind of thing. Well, I do like showers, so I like being in water in showers, but I don't like pools. I'm not a fan of pools. I don't like getting wet. I don't like rain. I like watching rain, not being in rain. Showers are kind of the only exception to the being in water rule. Everything else is about being around water that I enjoy. Anyways, that's kind of where things are at the moment. I've played, let me think. From the games we have here, let's do a quick recap. So, Eagle Gryphon primarily has House of Fado. That's the main thing they're showing off right now. They have other games, of course, but that's the main thing they're showing off. Queen Games has several games. They have, I want to say Chichen Itza is one, which I played today. Overall enjoyed, with notes and feedback. Then they have Star Explorer, which I haven't played yet, but I want to play. And then lastly, they had, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but like it's a necklace one, merchant something, I don't know, you're making necklaces. And that was a clever puzzle. Like, it's a very fast-paced, clever puzzle. You're just trying to gather tokens and then gain points and time how you gather tokens. So it's a very interesting, it's not easy to explain, but it's a very interesting little puzzle of gathering things. Then on Inside Up side, they have a few things. They have Perch, which I've already played, and it's basically an area control game. I like it. It's a little light for me, but it's a good game. But again, good, not necessarily great for me. They have their 3 games. They're in their current, well, current is no longer current, but I'm sure you can late pledge. Their Twisted Realms, the 3 crowdfunding campaigns. I've already played all of those before even coming here. I like 2 of them, not so much the other. I don't remember the name of the one I don't like, but the one I don't like was, to me, too simplistic as far as just running around trying to capture people, sort of. And the other 2, which was a trick-taking game, as well as a lane battler, those had a little more bite to them. and then they have Kalypso, which is their upcoming game. So 3 from Gryphon, 3 from Inside Up, 3 from Queen, and then 1 from Gryphon is the current lineup of showcase games. But like I said, they have other games themselves. Like, I played Hamburg. I played Hamburg, which is basically Bruges, but not as good as Bruges. But we'll get to that. I kind of wish you could take the best parts of Hamburg and then the rest of Bruges and make a perfect game. As it is, I kind of have to pick one, and I think right now Bruges would win. I do want to play more modules from Hamburg before I make the decision officially, but there's too much about Bruges that I like personally, although there is mixed opinions around that, especially the nature of the way the decks are in Hamburg. You have more control over those decks. And I much prefer the variety that Bruges gives, kind of the less controlled aspect. But a lot of people prefer the more controlled aspect in Hamburg. And that kind of aspect is very true for a lot of the changes they made. Either way, I'll probably do a full comparison video between Bruges and Hamburg. I don't know if I've ever reviewed Bruges. If I haven't, I might review it first, because honestly, it deserves a review on the channel. Anyways, that's kind of the summing up for today. There's still another day and a half left, so lots of time to see what else happens throughout that day and a half. I think I mentioned this in an earlier video, but I've really enjoyed Hutan so far. That's not one of the games being demoed here, it's just a game I brought with me and played. But the other game that's easily the highlight of, well, everything. The highlight of Hutan, the highlight of all the publisher games. This is Kalypso. It's from Inside Up Games, and it's coming in summer-ish, I believe. Oh, they're playing Spark Riders over here, which is a fun little game if you've played this one. Spark Riders, app-driven, cooperative. Either way, I'm getting distracted. Kalypso, that's prototype art, so ignore that. But prototype art is from Inside Up Games. It's kind of Planet Unknown-y in the Planet Unknown-ish in the general approach of it. It's a drafting polyomino game where you have polyominoes, you're drafting around, you select them, you place them onto your board. You're trying to survive in a water world. Like 7,000 people have made the joke if it's basically Waterworld, the board game. But effectively, you're trying to draft tiles, place them onto your personal board, and then create sort of grouped patterns that will give you a ton of different benefits, and then you're trying to score across, variable goals, bad things happening to you, and just trying to find the best combination of scoring. Loved the competitive mode. I thought it was great. It was already the best game I've played here so far this trip. Also the best game. Well, maybe Hutan's better than the competitive mode. Spoiler to the rest of this bit. And also, it's easily my favorite Inside Up game. Like, I've enjoyed different games from Inside Up, but I've yet to find an Inside Up game that is like my, oh my gosh, this is the one I love. Obviously, they have Earth, huge success. But for me, I really enjoy Earth, but I like other games in that genre more, and Earth isn't one I prioritize over those other games. There's long conversation as to the nuances as to what I like, don't like, but it's a good game. It's a very good game. I've had a lot of fun. I've played it a lot. Also, I prefer other Tableau builders. But Kalypso was very, very solid, and again, already, Hutan's better than it, but so far. But it is my favorite game from this retreat so far, as well as this event, Adam, as well as from Inside Up. But then, the cooperative mode of Kalypso is incredible. The cooperative mode has the same general structure, but it is very different. They take a lot of things that you're now familiar with, and they totally change it up to more of a survival mechanism. There's no point scoring. You're trying to survive across 4 rounds of play, but you're drafting cooperatively, and oh my gosh, it is so much fun. It knocks Hutan out of the water. One of the better games I've played in a long time. It is so ridiculously satisfying. You're just working together to try to figure out how to place your polyominoes and survive, and it feels so collaborative. Like, it's one of those cooperative games where you don't have your own piece. You don't have like a piece you're moving around the board. You don't have your own little guy who's moving. No, you're just making decisions together. Granted, you each have your own polyomino pool, but in theory, there's like total infinite possibility for quarterbacking, for when one player sits there and says, oh, you should do this or you should do this. But in practice, that doesn't happen. In practice, it is very much a lot of combined teamwork, a lot of doing your own thing, a lot of noticing that, oh, well, what if you change that? So like, there's not quarterbacking, there's assisting, because it's so much happening at once and so much daisy chaining that the quarterbacking is almost impossible outside of pointing out a good idea here or there. So in other words, I can't control your turn because the game just has too much happening. Rather, I'll do my shtick, you do your shtick, and then you'll be like, oh, Alex, move that piece there because you can do this. And I'll be like, oh, well, actually, if you move this here, we have a better setup for the future. So lots of collaboration as you play through it. It is a game that I'm very, very excited for. Like, what is it? It's 2025 right now. I'd have to look through my games played in 2025 so far, but I think Kalypso is likely my favorite in 2025 so far, and that's what, 2.5 months into the year, so not a bad start. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to things. A lot of other things are happening. There's some Dabawala happening over there. There's some more House of Fado. Some people want to play Speakeasy. I'm pretty sure I just showed you all of those already. I just went kayaking across the lake, because why not? But yeah, Kalypso, keep your eyes peeled for it. So I've been home for several days now from Adam, and doing a recap to end off this little vlog over here, doing a recap with the 20 games that I played at Adam 2025. These are in no particular order, except I am going to save the best 2 for last, and honestly, the second best one you've probably already seen on the channel. I say probably. You may have already seen on the channel if you watched my review for Hutan, so spoilers on that. But I played 20 games at Adam 2025, 20 different games. Some of them I don't even know the names of, but I do at least have notes on my phone of them. Most of them I've logged. The ones I don't know the names of, I haven't yet logged. But again, no major particular order. I'm going to give you the games and then the brief thoughts. Some of these, in fact, let's actually go a little bit out of order. I'm going to segment these in 3 buckets. The non-publisher games, the publisher games, and then the 2 best ones, which is 1 non-publisher, 1 publisher. Okay? So, to that end, and you may have already seen this in other parts of the vlog, so it won't be a surprise, but it's a recap. It's a recap. It's a recap for those of you who skipped here. Anyways, we have Ito. I played Ito from Arcane Wonders. They brought that one over, previously from Japan, if I'm not mistaken. I played it several times over the weekend. I want to say 3 times over the weekend. But overall, I enjoy it. It's wavelength in a more of a party format. I like it. It's fun. It's not a game I'm going to seek out. It's not a game I need to add to my collection. It's too chaotic and victim to just, sheer luck of the draw. If anything, I think wavelength is better in terms of the sheer gameplay, but I think Ito involves more people at a time. So if you have 4 people, I'd rather play Wavelength. If you have more than that, I think Ito might be better. In both cases, neither are in my collection. Puerto Rico is another one. Oh, you know what? We're going to bump Puerto Rico to the end because it's gone up more and more since there. So Puerto Rico is going to be elevated to the top 3 at the end of this. Then we have Chichen Itza. Nope, I'm going to go in publisher, one's doing last, okay? Non-publisher, publisher. So Clover. Got in several plays of So Clover because it's a fantastic game and I always pull it out whenever I can justify it. Taught 2 new people the game, so another win in terms of spreading the love for So Clover. One of my favorite party games, if not my favorite party game. It blows my mind that So Clover has eclipsed Codenames for me. It blows my mind. But I think part of it is that Codenames works best at 4+. So Clover works great at 3. It works great at 2, honestly. Better at 3+, but it works at 2. So if I'm playing 2-player, I'm going to probably play Codenames Duet. If I'm playing 3 or more, So Clover is eligible. And if I'm playing 4 or more, Codenames is eligible. But honestly, even there, if I'm playing an odd player count, So Clover is more eligible. So if I'm playing, for example, a 5-player game, I'm more likely to play So Clover over, if I'm playing a 6-player game, maybe I'll play Codenames. And I think Codenames is the 1-player count. Sorry, 4 players, the 1-player count where I'm almost definitely going to choose Codenames. But So Clover has just gone up for me. Then we have Peninsula. Peninsula, I've already had coverage on the channel for this. This is an excellent roll and write game, a flip and write game that I brought from the publisher of Clans of Caledonia, Karma Games. I really enjoy it. I've played it multiple times since the retreat as well, and it's a good game. I really like it. It's a lot going on, very thinky, but very rewarding too at the same time. Lots going on. Definitely check out my review if you want more thoughts on it. We have Secret Hitler. Nope, that's not true. I don't know why I called it that. It's Valkyrie. Valkyrie. I meant to call it Black Orchestra, but in my phone notes I typed Secret Hitler Valkyrie, which is not what it is. But Valkyrie is the smaller version, is the fast-paced version of Black Orchestra, in which you're trying to work together as a co-op experience to kill Hitler. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I already have coverage on the channel as well, but I played it at Adam for the first time before bringing it back and playing it a few more times, also solo. The solo is pretty good, actually. It's a fun, fast-paced solo game. It's not going to knock it out of the park for me, but I do enjoy it. We have Nyoko Dice. Nyoko Dice is a trick-taking game that I do not want to play again. It's very thinky and it's very clever, and I understand why people like it. For me, there's a degree of... When trick-taking gets to a point where I feel like I'm just trying to math out every probability and it starts to feel like homework, I start to like it less. But the problem is everyone's going to have a different point as to where they like or don't like a game. But Nyoko Dice, I enjoyed playing it. I would say that 45 minutes into it, in a 5-player game of it or whatever it was, maybe 6 players, I don't know. And I did have somebody say it wasn't the optimal player count, which is possible. But that's not my issue. My issue is more that we were still trying to remember exactly how Trump worked, or not really remember. We knew how Trump worked, but we'd have to constantly second guess and check ourselves on how Trump worked in the Yoko dice. And you shouldn't be 45 minutes into a game and still feel like you're not yet locked in on the system for a simple trick taker. And that's my own personal feedback. If you like it, good on you. We have 2 trick taking games from Pete. That's my notes here. Now, this isn't great, but Pete is working with Paul Solomon, if I'm not mistaken. Pete's the designer of Crits and Tricks that was at this retreat, at this Adam event, and he had 2 trick-taking games with him that were, I believe, in development by Paul Solomon and their upcoming games. One was a digital trick-taking game, which I enjoyed. Like, I liked it. I didn't think I'd like it that much. The more I played it, the more I liked it. I still don't think I love it, but I thought it was clever. It has this element of going back and forth into the past, basically, and you can kind of trade in your declaration, your bid, can also be used to modify the numbers using a digital numeric system. This makes a lot more sense visually. Ultimately, I thought it was pretty clever. I would happily play it again. Don't need to own it. The other one he had was a robbing trick-taking game that was very clever. I only got to play a round because I was doing something else, but that is one that I want to play again. I need more time to develop my thoughts on it, but I will try to include the notes down below if I can find information on them, but I liked it. It was good. There's Ready, Set, Bet. Ready, Set, Bet was a fun game. Got to play it there at Adam for the first time. Oh my gosh, it was good. It was very engaging, and like, I've never played Ready, Set, Bet until then. I know all about it. Happened to have never played it at Adam, and I thought it was excellent. I thought it really involved all the players, all yelling, cheering, screaming, desperate panic. It's definitely an experience. Not a game that's going to see a lot of table time, but when it does, oh my gosh, it is a good one. Then we have Vadis. Vadis got a first play in at Adam. I need multiple more plays of it because my first play was we got to the end and we realized nobody knew how endgame was triggered except for the person who taught the game. No fault, no blame, no fault. In general, when you have these situations, I never blame the teacher at all because the teacher is the one teaching the game. But we kind of got the rules, and then 20 minutes into the game, he was like, okay, and now I'm triggering endgame. And we were all like, oh yeah, none of us thought to ask how endgame is triggered. We were just playing, and so no one knew what was going on. But I like the principle of it. I need to play it more, which I will be doing so at some point, and then covering it. Then there was Moon Colony Bloodbath. Moon Colony Bloodbath was from Rio Grande Games. A whole bunch of channels I've seen talking about it. I want to say Carly from Board Game Buzz most so, but a bunch of channels I've seen covering it. It's very interesting. It's a deck builder, sort of. I don't really know how to best describe it. It's a weird game. It's a weird game where you're building up your tableau, there's a central deck, and then everything's slowly falling apart. But it's up to you to try to make your stuff fall apart slower than other players. That's kind of the drill there. There's a lot going on to it. I would happily play it again. I do have some critiques about it based on my first play, primarily that I think it probably drags on a little too long in the end game for the player who is going to be losing. And just watching that slow decline, I think that being the losing player, the player who is primarily losing, I should say, being that player is probably not the most fun last 15 minutes of play, if that makes sense. But again, need to play it more. My first play was intriguing. I enjoyed it. And then lastly, there was another trick-taking party game that was an interesting one. This is a party game and trick-taker. The idea is you define the category, pass the cards to the player on your left or right or whatever, and then they come up with that category. So for example, in my case, just to be spicy at the table, I did a favorite board game content influencers. And the tricky part is you're supposed to rate your top 5 and then one you don't like. And then other players have to try to predict the ranking based off of what you hand back. So if you hand me the dice tower, is that your 1? Is that your 3? I don't know, and it's revealed after you play. So it's an interesting kind of learn the other players' ranking in a party sense, followed by a trick-taking game as well. Weird puzzle of a game. I don't think it's my jam to play. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Honestly, I think if they can get rid of the marker issue, which just feels like a sloppy mess the entire way, components weren't great, I think I'd be more inclined to play it again. I still wouldn't own it. As it was, I could be compelled to play it again, but I don't need to. Those are all the non-publisher games. From the publisher games, we're going to go through a few over here. I am going to include a few that I had already played, because I'm going to talk about all the ones that were there, because some of them, I played every single game that I could play. Some of them I played before I got there. So to that end, we have a bunch over here. We have Chichen Itza from Queen Games. In fact, let's actually go by publisher because I think it'll be easier for me. So let's start with Eagle Gryphon. Eagle Gryphon's the easiest because they only had House of Fado there. House of Fado, I got a chance to play it. I will have coverage for you at some point. I need to play it more. Only got the first play. My first play instinctively of House of Fado was good, but kind of procedural. I felt like I was hitting certain notes, pun not intended, and I feel I would hit those same notes again on subsequent plays. I don't know if there's enough gameplay there to make it interesting on a repeat basis. I liked it. Don't know if I feel the need to go back to it. I will be going back to it because I'm going to be reviewing it, but I wouldn't feel the need to go back to it if not for the fact that I'm reviewing it. I'll put it that way. So that's Eagle Gryphon's game. That's the only one they had demoed this year. Then on Queen Games side, they had, what do they had? They had a few things. They had Star Explorers, which I've actually already reviewed on the channel. I played it at Adam. I played Adam a few times, and I played it over here once I got back as well. But Star Explorers is like very fun. It's not like an amazing game, but it's a good, fun experience. I like it at a variety of player counts, and it's just fun to draw your star constellations. Like I haven't played with my kids yet. I really want to. I think my daughter in particular would enjoy it, but I've had fun playing with my game group, and it's just a good game. It's just easy, straightforward, satisfying. I really like Star Explorers. There's Moonlight Market. You'll see coverage on that one soon. I have to play it one more. I haven't played it yet past the first play. I enjoy it, but I think it's one of those games that has some cleverness to it, and I'll probably move on from it. That's my instinct. Multiple plays might change my mind that, but for right now, Moonlight Market is a good game. It's all about timing. Moonlight Market is all about timing of trying to figure out when to. It's almost, in a weird way, it's like blackjack in a board game, but very abstracted, because you're trying not to go above 20 until you do go above 20, in which case you want to reset. There's a timing mechanism at play that's pretty clever. Outside of that, they also had oh my gosh, Daboala. They had Daboala there. Didn't play that one because I've already covered it and played it, but they had Daboala at Adam as well, and they were showing that one off too. The last one from Queen Games was Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza from Feld. I overall enjoyed it, had some feedback and notes. It was longer than I would like, but it was a good game. The biggest complaint is the length, honestly. I don't know how to solve that, because to me, it was a 3-hour game that isn't worth being a 3-hour game. It's a good game for a 2-hour game, and it's an okay game for a 3-hour game. That's the tricky part. But if you make it a 2-hour game, I'm worried it might not be good enough either. I'm worried it would go down in how good it is. So it's a tricky puzzle to solve. That's their problem. It's still in development. It's still prototype form. They asked for feedback and notes, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I'd happily dive back into it again, but I don't think it would be ever Feld for me. And then lastly, this technically wasn't one of their games being shown, but I asked to play it. I got to play Hamburg. I got to play Hamburg for the first time finally. I've always loved Bruges, and I wanted to dive into Hamburg. Instinctively, I think I like Bruges better, but I want to play more Hamburg because of some modules. My ideal would be combining the best parts of Bruges and Hamburg into one game, but I can't do that, so that's tricky. As of right now, I'm leaning towards keeping Bruges and getting rid of Hamburg, but we'll see. And then lastly, there was Inside Up Games. They had their Twisted Realms crowdfunding, trio. They had, I never remember all the names for these. It's Crits and Tricks, Tug of War, and another game that I forgot the name. All of which I talked about them before. I played all of them. The one I forgot the name of is, I didn't love that one that much. I felt it was a little too procedural in the way you're chasing down people in the game. It's a grid-based card system. I felt it was a little too obvious for me personally. Then Tug of War is good. I like the lane battling system of it, but I think ultimately my favorite, my favorite in it was Crits and Tricks is my favorite from that trio. But then, this is where we get to the highlights of the week. Hutan was a game that I loved. I got to play it several times while there, and then have already played it several times, including diving into the solo mode once I got back. I think Hutan is excellent. Really enjoy it. My coverage is already getting up. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Puerto Rico is also really hitting. And in fact, I had a bunch of people ask me while there what my thoughts were on it, and my thoughts have developed and increased since playing it. First of all, I'll say that I am being sold by the components. There's no question. Like, the components of Puerto Rico, the Awakened Realms Special Edition, it's so much better. It's so much better. It makes, like, I don't have an interest in playing regular Puerto Rico, and I don't think I'm that shallow. I'm a little shallow, I'm sure, but I don't think I'm that shallow. I think usually for me, good components elevate the gameplay, but good gameplay is still good gameplay. In the case of Puerto Rico, the Awakened Realm Special Edition makes it a better game. Take my word for it. You'll play it. You'll tell me later. Like, it makes it a better game. It just does. The original version is that bad as far as the visuals of it. But outside of that, I've played it like 4 or 5 times since coming back already. It's a good game. I'm really liking it a lot more. The more I play it, the better it has gotten for me, which means I feel bad because I had like 3 people at Adam ask me how it was. And I was like, it's good, but I don't know if it's a keeper for me. it might be a keeper for me. So that's Puerto Rico, and we'll see how that goes. Outside of that, the other highlight, the last one, and this is easily the highlight for me. I've talked about it in a vlog segment already about Adam. This video is going on for way too long. I didn't realize how long this roundup was going to be. Is Kalypso. Kalypso from Inside Up. Oh my gosh, I am in love with that game based off of playing it twice so far. I played once competitive, which was good, and I played once cooperative, which was great. Now, I do need to play it again. This is always the danger of, there's a degree of newness to any experience, and sometimes you have games like Puerto Rico where subsequent plays elevate it, but other times you have a game that's great the first time and subsequent plays lower it. That does happen. Especially when I'm hyped and over the moon for a game, there are times where subsequent plays lower my opinion. That does happen. Not all the time. Sometimes other plays elevate it. But I loved Kalypso. It's going to be crowdfunding in, I want to say, summer of 2025. Keep your eyes on that one. It is so good. I had so much fun with it. I can't wait to play it again. I want to try it solo. I want to try it more cooperatively. It kind of felt almost like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it had an element of Spirit Island in the sense that there's so much going on that you can't, what's the word for it? When you run a game. When you run a game as a solo person, oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. Alpha gamer. Not alpha game, is that what it's called? When the person is taking control of the game effectively. I can't remember the term for it when that happens in solo and cooperative play. But basically, you have too much going on for any one player to take control. You have too much going on in the game. That's a good thing. I think it's absolutely excellent. I cannot wait to play it again. Remember in the future when I cover it, because I'm sure I'll cover it, but remember in the future, if my excitement has gone down a little bit, it could be subsequent plays will lower my excitement. But for right now, I am really hyped on Kalypso, and I liked it a lot. And that's it. That is, camera tilting. That is basically the recap of Adam 2025. That's a whole lot of, I think half this vlog in the end is just the recap as opposed to the rest of Adam. But I usually do that. I don't capture enough footage when I travel, when I do conventions or vlogs, all that stuff. I'm always not in a rush to pull out my camera so much as enjoying the moment, but then I regret it after. So like the times I do actually pull out my camera, I'm happy I have the footage. But I liked Adam. I like the people I got to meet. I haven't got the chance to shout them all out, but I'm sure you'll hear about them in different videos here and there in different ways. But there's a bunch of great people, some of which I knew going into it, some of which I did not. But overall, I would say there's a whole lot more relationships that I'm walking away with, either better relationships or new relationships, and both of those are a good thing. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. That is my recap of Adam 2025. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.